families got separated. And so we have this area at Gavilan College in Gilroy set up as a reunification area to try to reunite families that got separated. We also have a phone number for families to be able to call, and we have people staffing those phone numbers to work on the reunification process. That phone number is area code 408-846-0584. We also are asking for any witnesses because there was quite a number of people in the park. Anybody that witnessed this incident that can tell us anything, that took any photographs, that perhaps videotaped anything that might be relevant to this investigation, to please contact us. And we've set up a special phone number for witnesses as well. And that phone number is 408-846-0583. And that's about what I know at this point in time.
At this point, you're not certain that there is a second suspect that witnesses may have identified the second one, but you're not entirely confident in the statement?
We believe, based on witness statements, that there was a second individual involved in some way. We just don't know in what way.
Do you have a description of this person?
I do not at this point.
Is there a motive in that?
Do we know anything about the suspect?
I don't have any information on the suspect yet, and that will take a little bit of time, as with the victims as well. That will take some time before we identify them and make family notifications.
What is being done to apprehend the second suspect if there is a second suspect?
As I said, we've gotten assistance from literally dozens of law enforcement agencies across 2 counties, and so we have teams working to try to track down and identify leads regarding the second suspect. We're very hopeful that with the witnesses and statements
15
that people
people
are able to give
injured,
us, that
4
will help us
dead,
to do
including
that.
1 suspect.
Do you have security camera at the festival?
Security cameras? No, not
I don't
posted
know.
security cameras.
They don't
no.
have a lot of information.
Not armed, is that correct?
We do not know what the involvement is of the second person.
4
Yes.
dead. Wow. Why are there more shootings
You know, I don't
this
know
year?
the
Like,
injuries,
for the
so I
past
haven't got a report
few
on
years,
that.
it's
I do
been
know
more.
that,
Like, since
the
the
list that they're
clown
keeping,
craze
the list is up to
2016, there's
15
been
people.
more shootings year after year after year.
I have no idea what the motive is at this point.
So what did witnesses report seeing it since it made it suggest that there was a second shooter or someone?
What, you mean like the clown craze?
You know, I'm sorry,
Huh?
I don't have specifics on that, other than people reported a subject leaving the area that they thought was associated
I'm
with
watching
person.
this.
That's,
I'll bring it up in a minute.
it was Gilroy officers that engaged the suspect, yes.
Do you have an age range of those who were injured?
You know, I do not have the age range at this point, I'm sorry. We'll be able to get more of that when we do an update tomorrow.
Do you have any children who are among the fatalities?
I do not know.
What type of weapon was found? Can you tell us?
He had some sort of a rifle, but I don't know what type of rifle it was.
We talked to people who went to the festival that had questions about security. Do you know, did people have to pass through metal detectors, bag searches to get inside?
Yes, they do have to go through metal detectors. They have ones that they use on people. They search bags. We have very tight security for getting people into the festival.
And you confirm about the
This guy
person
got into a fence, coming through a fence, is that correct?
The indications initially given to me is that they use some sort of a tool to cut through a perimeter fence to gain access.
We heard reports that the shooter was dressed as a police officer. Can you verify that at all?
I have not heard that.
Is the scene still considered active?
It is an active scene. Because of the magnitude, it will continue to be active for some time.
a witness said that the person that was the shooter was dressed in camouflage clothes. Can you confirm
Tell me
that?
anything important.
I do not know.
We'll take one more question, folks.
One more question.
The shooter was shooting at random. Do you know anything on that? Was he shooting at random?
You know, I don't feel comfortable making an assumption, but it appears that way, at least initially, that it was somewhat random. as he moved out into the festival area. Well, I'll make that the last question. You know, the city of Gilroy is an incredible community, and we have incredible people here. And I'm really proud
I need more of
to have been the
those.
chief here and you know, lead this force because we have such a wonderful community and community support.
This is the last
And I
one.
think that this festival is a perfect example of that because it takes literally thousands of our residents that volunteer their time to come put this on for people and to raise funds for all of our community-based organizations and charities and whatnot. And you can't say that about a lot of communities, and I think that the number of people that are willing to give their time for the betterment of other people is a wonderful thing. And it's just incredibly sad and disheartening that an event that does so much good for our community has to suffer from a tragedy like this. I would say that's a fair characterization. And I'm gonna stop now.
We're going to allow the executive director of the Garlic Festival, Mr. Brian Bowe, to say a couple comments.
Good evening. I'm Brian Bowe, the Executive Director of the Gilroy Garlic Festival. To reiterate a little bit of what Scott Smithy said, Gilroy is an amazing community, a tightly knit community. We are family. We have the wonderful opportunity in this community to celebrate our family through our Garlic Festival. And for over 4 decades, that festival has been our annual family reunion. And it is such a sad, just horribly upsetting circumstance that this happened on the 3rd and final day of this year's festival. Our 4,000 plus local volunteers work so hard every year. And to have seen this event end this way, this day, is just one of the most tragic and sad things that I've ever had to see. And we all feel so upset for those that are impacted, friends, families, neighbors. It's just a horrible thing to experience, and we couldn't feel worse. Our prayers do go out to the friends and families and loved ones of everyone that was affected by this. We couldn't be more thankful for the really immediate response of the first responders, the police personnel that were on site. They did an amazing job of controlling the situation as quickly as they possibly could, and we thank them for that. And that's about all that I have to say. I'll refer any more questions to anyone else here. Thank you very much.
Clearly devastated. That is yet to be determined. More than likely, it will be somewhere closer to City Hall or Police Department. We will push that out via our digital media platforms. I want to take a second and thank you for your patience. Understand that our community is grieving. Like I mentioned earlier, this is an active investigation. It's fluid. We have multiple allied agencies that are currently assisting us. We will keep you appraised. And once we solidify the time and location, rest assured that we'll put that out so that we can provide you the most current information. Again, thank you, and I appreciate your patience.
Major headline coming out of this news conference is, in fact, a major headline. We have now gotten a better indication of how this gunman got into the Gilroy Garlic Festival, suspected of cutting a fence along the creek and sneaking in that way. That suspect, first shots fired about 5:41, and within a minute or two, police engaged that suspect, and he was shot and killed. Now the question is, and it was The media asked, is it fair to categorize that there's a major manhunt still underway for a second person? The police chief said, yeah, that is a fair characterization. Although they don't know if this second person, if there was in fact a second person, there's some witnesses who thought there was a second person who was involved in the shooting or just some sort of support role or an accomplice in some way. But that person is still being sought right now.
Yeah, and I presume we will get more information because it was indicated by Gilroy police that there will be another press conference in the morning, undoubtedly after more searching has been done. Something else that came out of this press conference we want to touch upon is the feel of Gilroy and the community, because the executive director of the festival, Brian Bowe, he said that it felt like an annual family tradition, because you are looking at a city where there are usually 55,000 people living there, and you have 100,000 people descending upon it for 3 days every year.
With, as Brian mentioned, with the help of about 4,000 local volunteers.
Right.
This is very much a community event. I've been down there a number of times. It's been a few years since I've been down there. It is a fun family event filled with great food, great music, great activities for the kids, and it's wonderful to see people come out and just enjoy themselves in such a really sweet and, up until today, quite innocent way. But it is very much the pride, I think, of so many people in Gilroy, because this relatively small town swells with thousands of visitors for this festival.